Have you ever been poor? People that have never been poor may think that poor people have it easy because you know what? The government is paying all their bills. It may not be as easy as it seems. Today I'll show you why being poor is very expensive in all areas of your life, whether that be borrowing money, buying groceries, your time, your health, and many others. Let's start with borrowing money. Being poor usually equals to having a low credit score. And when you have a low credit score, when you try to borrow money, you usually borrow it at a higher interest rate. Having a higher interest rate means that your payment is now higher. Having your payment being higher, it could mean that you may not be able to afford to pay it on time every single month. And this is where the late fees kick in. You can see how this triggers a domino effect. Poor people also tend to fall prey to what's called a payday lenders. If you don't know what a payday lender is, whenever you hear the word payday lender, just run from it. These are the lenders that will lend you money, no problem, for a short period of time, but their rate is astronomical. Their interest rate could reach an upward of 800% per year. What about food? Do you think poor people pay more for their food, for their groceries? Of course they are. Usually poor people, they cannot afford to go to these big box stores where you can buy things in bulk and usually costs less money. But that requires a lot more money up front. And even though it requires more money up front, in the long term that's more economical, it will last you longer. So what do poor people do instead? They may be going to their local mini market, their local gas station, and buying groceries for 1 day or maybe 2 days. Not only do they spend more time grocery shopping, but they're also paying more because those local markets, the gas stations, the prices are much higher. If you don't believe me, go try and buy a gallon of milk at your local gas station and you'll see what I'm talking about. What about time? Time is money. The less money you have, the more time you're likely to spend on things that add little to no value to your life. Being poor, you're spending more time at the bus station since you may not have a car. Or if you have a car, now you're spending more time in traffic since you cannot afford to pay the toll roads. You're also waiting at overcrowded places like clinics and other places like that because they are packed with people that cannot afford to go to better places. Being poor could also equal having a very demanding job physically and a very demanding job also health-wise. Whether that be in construction where you have to be outside in the rain, in the snow, in the extreme heat, or it could be in a restaurant as a dishwasher, as a cook in the back, where is not the ideal situation to be all day, every day. My very first job here in the US was as a dishwasher and also helping the kitchen in the back. This is where I burned my food with hot cooking oil. This is where I also had to clean every single night with harsh chemicals that made it very difficult to breathe. I hope you start to see how being poor is very expensive. What is my summary for being poor? In a few rare cases, you don't have any other option but being poor. But in the rest of the cases, you can take the situation in your hands, flip it upside down, and choose a better direction. Being poor is like being put in a corner and the only options that you have are very bad. Just like the option to go to the payday lender and borrow money at 800% per year. Today I talked about why being poor is very expensive. If you are in this situation and would like to escape it, then what I recommend is watching the rest of my videos, which at this point they may add up to about 2 hours, but they will give you so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and it will take you on the financial independence path. For example, watch this video where I talk about the best and simple advice that will bring you millions.